the 3rd of January this year, I received the sad news that Warren, a McLean, had finally lost his battle with terminal cancer.
I don't know where I am actually.
Woz spent the last year and a few months living in his dream place, Bali. Life was pretty rough at the time for Wazza. He was battling depression, no money, living out of a van in Sydney, and then to find out he had terminal cancer. It was just getting a bit too much for him. But, with his father's blessing, he left Oz, started living in Bali full time. Now that was about 14 months ago. I first came across Woz via his YouTube videos. I was there in the early part of his YouTube career, 2018, when he was documenting his trips to Bali under the guise of Woz on Earth. And then that handle changed a couple of times. First it became the Bali Insider Guide, and then finally Bali Life Me, which was the perfect title for him. His early work was just like any other YouTubers that are just starting, very amateur, lacking a bit of direction, just like my vlogs. However, Woz always had that human touch, and most of his great videos include local, ordinary Balinese people. When the virus hit, he started receiving donations from one or two of his subscribers, and he immediately started working with that local grocery, which he called what did he call them? The something brothers. Great series of videos there, and it was just a little neighbourhood grocery shop just down the road from where he lived, and then they started putting together those food parcels of rice, cooking oil, fruit, veggies, and making sure the people in that neighbourhood were fed, and the poor people in that area, and which is really good because at the time handouts of rice were only going to the Bali villages, so it meant really that only the Balinese people were getting them. But as you know, all us travellers to Bali, it's made up of people from all over the place. And back in those early days, all those taxi drivers from Java and Sumatra and all those other places would have been trapped there before they would have finally got home to their own villages and their own places.
2 million?
Yeah.
And why do you have 2 million in your hand? Because I just gave you 2 million, right? Yeah. Because Nando and Bonnie have been doing all of the sociality. They've been working so very hard. And for me, I just wanted to do something for them because
Thank you.
I know that Bonnie goes to Nusa Dua, and you distribute all of the package here for the sociality.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do something for you, and you have just said to me what you really need is a hot water heater.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and it must be gas.
Yeah, using by gas, not electricity.
Because you live in like a KOS or?
Yeah, KOS.
So you are renting your home together with your brother.
Yeah.
And then if you move, you can take this heater with you.
Yeah.
So your dream
come true.
Come true.
Yeah.
Has just come
Thank
true.
you very much.
So anyway, it was it must have been around, I don't know when, 2019, early 2019, when I actually bumped into Woz. And I wasn't that familiar with him, but I did recognise him. He was walking around with this little camera, and I can't remember the name of the street, but it was just near Poppy's Lane 2, one of those sort of back alley sort of streets. And I was doing a video. I did some videos down there later, places to go for breakfast and stuff in the early times. Anyway, we had a quick bintang together, and we were joking. I was joking about people in my family losing their memory and stuff, and he said, "Why don't you start documenting, doing videos of your travels, and not just having a series of photos and photo albums to remember your trips?" And I thought, yeah, it's a good idea. So it was a couple of months later when Mr. Steve was born. We've spoken a few times over the years, and he's always been keen to help me with tips and advice and compliments. He used to say, "You're a good walker and talker," when I used to walk with the camera in my face, you know, and I suddenly thought, why am I showing Bali to everybody? Why does everyone want to see my face? But he said, you're a good walker and talker, but why don't you just turn the camera around? And I'll miss his vlogs about Bali, but I won't miss them too much, obviously, because now he's left a huge catalogue of material and for all of us to enjoy whenever we want to go back and have a look. So, Warren wasn't McLean. Rest in peace, mate. It was through your videos that we actually got to see the real Bali, the Bali that we love.